Right. All right, I started the recording. All right. So today, for Monday, for our Monday workout, we have kind of like a controlled, explosive workout for today. So everything is broken up into supersets. So, you know, it'll be taking them on 2 at a time. The first one will be a controlled, more strength-based exercise. And the second one, I guess it will be taking down the intensity in terms of the weight and making it just as explosive as we can. So for example, for the first superset for today, we have a single leg squat from a box or from a chair, probably, since we're in our houses. So all that's going to be is a chair, single leg. So you're on your chair, coming down nice and slow, touching down, come back up, and we're going to do 5 of those on each side, and then we are going to, so it's kind of like a quad dominant strength movement, and we are going to follow that with the explosive version, or the explosive quad motion, which is skaters. All right. So doing 10 of those. And so for this entire workout, the controlled motion, the first motion of each one of these supersets is going to be a 5 rep, I guess, for the reps, and the explosive one will be 10 for every one of these. So if you ever forget, remember 5 and 10, the controlled slow one 5, the explosive one 10. Cool. So before that, if it's too hard for whatever height you have to step up on, you can do alternating step ups. So just starting from the ground, and generally what that just means that you're going to just you're just generally going to push up with your foot a little bit to help you. So so if you cannot do the single leg squat to the box, that'll be an option. If you don't have anything to step up on, I would say do maybe like a split squat where you are like holding that, like holding a weight as heavy as you can do, trying to challenge your strength for 5. And then, so for these, since they're, reps, we are going to be just having a 6-minute superset for each one of these. So you'll have 6 minutes to get through kind of as many times as you can. So if you want to treat this more like a burn style thing, you could zip right through them. If you really want to focus on the strength aspect of it, you can really, add on the weight and be super explosive, and then have a little bit longer of a rest before you start it again. Yeah, and that'll kind of accomplish that. So that was the first superset. The second superset is going to be slow motion decline push-ups. So you can do this a couple ways. First, kind of hardest way is with feet on a chair, going down, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So that's kind of like the power level. For regressions from that, you can do these with your knees on the elevated surface, and this is kind of, I guess, like almost like a kneeling push-up, but just elevated like this. But it's still hitting, kind of hitting the upper chest and shoulders in the exact same way that the first one would. So the first one's too hard. That's what you'll do for 5. And then after that, I had us doing an explosive kneeling push-up. So I basically programmed it in for everybody to do a kneeling push-up, regardless of what level you are, just so we can focus on the explosiveness of it. Because I know sometimes when we go to regular toe push-ups, it's hard to actually be explosive for all of these reps. So kneeling, exploding as much as we can. So this is going to be a ton of pressing. a ton of pressing for these two. And for either one of these, if there's if you have weights that you could do, like your explosive one with dumbbells from a floor press, you could do that. If they feel like your shoulders are feeling weird or something, and you don't do like a decline push-up, you could do, you know, a regular floor press for one and then a regular kneeling push-up for the other. That's fine. Cool. All right, then the third superset here is going to be, okay, so I have us doing a dumbbell or kettlebell dead bug. It's been a while since we've gotten to do these. So I'm using this, I mean, it's a core exercise, but I'm also kind of using this for the work that it's gonna give for our lats. So kind of like the lat pull over portion of this exercise is why I chose it. So I can move my camera. Okay. So for this, here, and you are bending back. You're coming up. I'm having all of these 5 on one side, nice and controlled. Trying not to rush. Try not to rush out of the bottom. You're going to get the most challenging portion for your lat at the when you're extended all the way back. So do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. If you don't have a dumbbell, we do these with bands sometimes in the gym where you have kind of like the bands behind, and then you can bring them up. You could do both of them or just one of them, however the setup would be easiest, but just kind of wrapping it around like a leg of a chair or the table or a couch or something. So that'll be the first one. Then the second one is going to be bent over rows, explosive. Once again, yeah, if you have bands, it'll be easy to do 2 of them. I have 2 equally weighted dumbbells, so I can do them like this. But having it be somewhat so that you can do them quickly. So here, floating up, squeezing, and then letting it down. All right, for 10. Cool. Yeah, and if you have a band, you can either wrap it around your feet in a row, or you could wrap it around, yeah, the leg of the table and kind of be either standing or sitting and rowing like that. Then for the final superset, there is single leg deadlifts and single arm cleans. All right, so single leg deadlifts is kind of like, you know, the slow, controlled, hip dominant, stability focused move here where we're like here. All right, going up. All right, so 5 on each side with that, followed by cleans, doing 10 on each side. For both of them, they're kind of just focusing on the hinge. Just like I said, the whole workout, slow first one, explosive second one. Should be good, yeah. And yeah, cool. Hope it's gonna be awesome. All right, so with that, I'm gonna get us warmed up here. So we will start. We're gonna lie on our backs. We are going to pull our knee to our chest, and we're going to wrap out our hips. Well, let's do 30 seconds here. And let's switch. Cheer up. 8, 9, 30. Good. All right. I'm going to have us then go into our floor slide. So we'll keep staying on the ground like this. Have our hands kind of in that W. We're just going to slide our hands up and over our head, trying to keep our elbows in the back of our hand on the ground. We'll do that for 10. This 10, really focusing on activating the rotator cuff muscles, the upper back muscles. There we go. All right. So I kind of want us to try a little bit newer of a stretch. So for this one that I'm gonna have us try, we are gonna be lying like face down. So it'll be lying face down with our hands over our head. Then we are going to rotate out, trying to keep our legs, both legs on the ground, trying not to roll all the way over. But so starting here, rolling, hold for a couple seconds, roll back. These are gonna kind of obviously stretch out the back is one thing, but we'll go 5 of these on each side. But they're gonna stretch out your chest, your shoulders, your whole upper back in general. You can do these with like a dowel. I've done these with like a broomstick before, and or like a broom like handle, and they just stretch like crazy. I'll do one more on each side. Once again, trying to keep both feet on the ground the entire time. There we go. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Once we're done with that, we are going to go into a plank. We're going to warm up our core a little bit. All right. So everybody get in your plank position. Ready and up. And these making sure the hips aren't sagging. I think from like my whole life growing up, I always thought that the lower your hips were, the better it was, but don't go too low. I remember being like a kindergartner in gym class. The teacher was telling everybody, get your butts down, because everybody was sticking their butt straight up in the air. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the teacher's pet. And I was like way down here. And it's like, no, not that either. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done with that. Awesome. All right. After that, I'm gonna have us do 5 inchworms really quick, emphasizing the stretch of our hamstrings, keeping our legs straight doing them. So bending down, gonna get the hamstring stretch. Walking out, getting in that push-up position, walking your back, tapping your toes. We'll just do 5 really quick. All right. once we are done with those, I'm gonna have us do some overhead reverse lunges. So we'll just be doing the backwards portion today. So, and you can alternate for these two. So arms up, overhead, and then stepping back with these overhead ones. I mean, sometimes when your arm goes overhead, it causes your back to arch. So really also squeeze your core when you're doing these to make sure that your whole kind of upper, body above the hip stays nice and straight. All right, once you're done with those, I'm gonna have us do 5 single leg balance reaches on each side. So pretty similar to our single leg deadlift, but have our hands out wide so my hands are straight out to my side. I'm gonna hinge forward and then come up. And just 5 of these. Focusing on some of that ankle and hip stability here. Get us ready for our single leg deadlifts. Good. Whew. Feel my shoulders a little bit. All right. All right, after that, we'll do lateral squats. So wide stance here. Come down, get that stretch. 2, 3, switch. Doing 5 of these on each side. Really stretching the inside of our thigh. One more on each side. 2. Good. All right. And once you're done with that, we'll go to single leg hops. We'll do 10 forward and back on each foot, and then 10 side to side on each foot. 10, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2. And if for some reason you ever can't do a single leg ones, you can do the twice as many double leg ones. Obviously, I like these better for balance, but yeah, it's something you could do. Also, after you're done with that, we'll go into 25 jumping jacks, and then we'll get started. And 25. All right. Finish those off. Feel free to grab a drink if you want. Once you do that, I'm gonna get my 6-minute timer up and we'll start that first superset, which is single leg squats from a box or alternating step ups if you can't do that. And then skaters. All right, 5 on each side of those single leg squats and 10 on each side of those skaters. Sweet. Okay, let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna start our countdown here. We'll start here in 10. Our single leg squats. Use the weight if you need one. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. All right. 5 on each side with these. Ooh. And I'm going to my 10 skaters now. Eight, 9, 10, and 10. Awesome. All right, those are hard. Whew. Yeah, and for regressions for those skaters, if you're not able to really balance too well, sometimes I just have people step in and do that as well. I am trying to emphasize getting my hand all the way down to my foot on those. But when you're done with your 10 skaters, you can rest as much as you need, and then going back into our single leg squats for 5 on each side. Whew. All right, here we go. Whew. My goal is going to try to be getting through each one of these things like roughly 4 times. All right, back into skaters, 10 skaters each side. And 10. All right, roughly halfway, 3 minutes to go for this superset. Be super careful on these, making sure your knees aren't kind of caving in or anything like that. Whew. All right, back to skaters. Oh, here we go. We probably got time for about 1 more set. Whew. 3. All right, good. All right, 45 seconds to go. Hey, Glenn, if you want to go through there. I'm recording some right now. All right, 30 seconds to go.
Taking my son and grandpa are still here.
Yeah, they're still sleeping.
Okay.
All right. All right, 10 seconds to go.
3, 2, 1, done.
All right, good. That's the first superset. Whew. All right. All right. So after that, excuse me, Glenn. All right, after that, we're doing slow motion decline push-ups and explosive kneeling push-ups. Okay, so for that, I don't think that'll necessarily get our heart rate up as much. That'll definitely be more of a, that whole muscle group is burning out. For that last one, it was definitely heart rate was my limiting factor. I don't know about you guys, but for this one, it probably will end up being kind of like the strength failing for our push. So when you have to rest, definitely take a rest. Awesome. All right, so it'll be 6 minutes, starting with those decline push-ups, so feet elevated on something or knees elevated on something, slow motion for 5, and then going down to a kneeling push-up, being as explosive as we can for, I put 5 to 10 actually for that one. 10 if you're power, 5 if you're not power level, just to keep things, I guess, reasonable for that. So for power level, think 5, 10, just like we've been doing. If you are strength or stability for like kind of that pushing motion, it is okay to do kind of 5 reps for the decline push-up and then 5 reps for the kneeling ones. All right, so I'm gonna get that timer pulled up for us here. All right, starting here in 10 with those decline push-ups.
2, 1, go.
Get them. There you go. Sorry, I thought I was on audio, but yeah, going back and forth between these two, I'm back to my kneeling explosive push-ups again. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. These ones will probably go a little bit faster because it's easier to get through any number of reps and they're not each side like our leg ones. Whew. They just started to get really hard. All right, yeah, whenever you need to take rests, take them. All right, I'm gonna do my kneeling push-ups, then I'm gonna definitely take my rest. Oh my goodness. Whew. How we doing, everybody? A couple people resting. Whew. All right. All right. I'm gonna get back to these things. Oh my gosh. Set number 4. Nice and slow. And if you need to, definitely regressing to those knees elevated on that upper surface. These get hard real fast. Whew. All right. Oh, I'm definitely running out of my explosiveness. All right. About 30 more seconds here. All right. Whew. Three, 2, 1, and done. Whew. Okay, done with that. Holy smokes. All right. Awesome. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, but it was exactly what we predicted. We predicted it was going to be the muscles failing, and it definitely was that. Whew. All right, next, it'll be those single arm kettlebell or dumbbell dead bug. So dumbbell in one hand, and then extending back kind of from that dead bug position. So you're here with the weight in this stand, that weight's gonna come back and you're gonna come up. And the idea is to stretch the lat back over like that. Don't go too heavy on this. This is a really challenging position to go to. But yeah, that'll be 5 on each side. And then going into bent over rows, whether that be with dumbbells, with bands. If you have to do a single arm row, if you only have one weight, just do like an explosive 2-point row, kind of like that, and then switching. You might get through a little bit less, but that's all right, just as long as you're getting that motion. Usually we need time to rest anyway, so maybe you'll just be extra rested. All right, awesome. Whew. Okay, so I here am going to pull up our 6-minute timer. All right. Oops, there we go. All right, guys, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Let's get going with those dead bugs. And if it helps you, sometimes I like to put my hand kind of on that lat that's working on that side of the arm going back, just to kind of reassure that I'm using those muscles and that they're nice and tight. Switch. You've done 5. Sometimes on these, you also might feel your chest working too. You might especially feel it after what we just did. And 5. Whew. All right, and after that, going into 10 bent over rows. If you're using weights, make sure your core is super, super tight. Doing these. 9 and 10. Good. All right, once you're done with those, back into your dead bugs. Whew. Those are hard. We got 4 minutes to go. And on these, if you don't need to rest, definitely don't. And these ones will not get our heart rate up like those last ones. We're not moving. Whew. All right, back for me in terms of bent over rows. Bent over rows back nice and flat. And on those rows, even though they're explosive on the way up, try to make sure you're somewhat like kind of decelerating them on the way down so they're not just cranking on your lower back at the very bottom. I'm not seeing it, but just wanted to make sure. Whew. All right. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Oh, goodness, those are hard. All right, back into our bent rows. 2 minutes. All right. Whew. Good. All right, minute and a half to go. Whew, less than a minute to go, 58 seconds. All right. 30 seconds to go. Finish strong with these. Whew. 10 seconds. Finish whichever one you're on. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, done. Whew. All right. All right, last one, guys. So for this next one, we're starting off with those single leg kettlebell deadlifts or dumbbell deadlifts, whatever you have, for 5 on each side. And then single arm cleans for 10 on each side, being as explosive as you can be. This will be a good challenge for us. Specifically, the cleans are going to challenge us, I'm pretty sure. And I suppose if you're choosing heavy enough weight, like the balance aspect and the strength aspect of the single leg will be hard, but I especially think just in terms of heart rate and keeping us moving, it'll be tough with the cleans. All right, so I got our timer set up here. Get your weights in place and your stuff in place for these single leg deadlifts. And we will get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's get it. All right. So deadlifts here. Oh goodness. Make sure our back is staying nice and flat on these. I kind of just remembering, like, when we used to do these in the gym a lot, I hear a lot of complaints about our backs hurting. These definitely do work our backs and some of our back stability, but if we're keeping them nice and straight, not bending over, they should be nice and safe. It should just be a nice, safe way to work our back. 5. All right, then into cleans. 2. 7, 8, 9, 10. What? No, keep going, keep going. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go. Whew. 9 and 10. All right. All right, when you're ready, going back into those single leg deadlifts. Try to keep that weight as close to your body as you can. All right, 4 minutes to go. Good. All right, 5 deadlifts on each side, and then back to our cleans. Core tight on these cleans too. Try to keep that back nice and sturdy, not twisting. There's two rounds. All right. Back into those single leg deadlifts. Whew. There we go. All right, 2 minutes to go. Three, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right, I want to see if I can get one more round in. Starting with those single leg deadlifts. All right. All right, 45 seconds left, guys. Time to go for me. And 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. All right. All right, everybody rest. Whew. All right. Excellent work, everybody. Whew. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. That was not easy. Oh, the only one my muscles like completely got tired out on was the push-ups, but everything else, well, maybe also the rows too. Everything else for the two, I guess the single leg squats and the skaters and the single leg deadlifts and the cleans, my heart rate was the limiting factor for sure. I hope you guys got a good one. Thank you all for coming. Good to see you, Carl. Have a good one and good luck with the rest of your move.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Cole. See ya.
Yeah. See you guys. Awesome work.